All right, so we've had a lot of people asking about Nayla and being overdue. So we base our due dates on a 340-day gestation, which is kind of an average. So it's not technically a due date per se. Many horses can go under that and many horses can go over that. Most horses can foal between like 310 days and 370 days, and the foal still be fully functional and normal. And so Nayla here is at 349 days, and we're basically just patiently waiting for her to have her baby. A lot of people ask about induction. You don't induce a mare because there's a lot of factors that could cause that to be an issue, because we don't know if the foal is going to be fully formed or not. So basically foals mature in the last few days of gestation, and we don't know when that is. So it all kind of depends on the mare and when that baby's ready to come out. So yeah, like I said, gestation range can be between 310 and 370 days. The earliest we've had one go was 21 days before the 340, and the latest we had one go was the 21 days after the 340. And the foals were perfectly fine. They were, viable. If you induce, you risk like I said, the issue of the foal not being mature. The lungs might not be fully functional yet, and it would be really hard to put a foal in an incubator like a human baby. Foals that are born prior to 300 days are likely not viable. Their lungs would not be fully developed, and so they would not be able to breathe. So they would definitely need to be in an incubator. So that's obviously not ideal. Foals that are born after the 300-day mark but before the 320-day mark risk of being born in a premature condition. So premature foals will require intensive neonatal care. The closer to the 300-day mark, the more intensive the care will be needed. Usually their joints aren't fully formed yet. They'll have issues with their knees and their hocks because there literally won't be anything there. It'll just be empty space. So you want to make sure, we ideally want to get our mares to that, what we call the safe zone, so the 320-day mark, so that we're not worried about having a premature foal. Foals that are born after the 370 days of gestation are not uncommon, and they usually do not represent a problem. The longest foal delivery on record has been 445 days. So that's quite the number. Usually foals that are born after a prolonged gestation are often small in size as a result of delayed uterine development. This is why it's important not to induce when they go over, because sometimes that foal is maybe just not ready to come out yet. And we actually had a foal like that born here. It's considered dismature. So that was the one that was the 21 days past the 340 mark. And it was the tiniest foal we had on property. She was about 64 pounds when she was born. We could pick her up and carry her around. She was quite tiny. So it was good that she cooked up that extra time so that she had that time for her organs and everything to finish and mature. So we're not concerned that Nayla hasn't foaled yet. Like I said, she's still cooking up that baby, and when it's ready, it'll come out. So we just continue to monitor her. Really, the only time you induce is if there's like a medical emergency, and it's usually because you're trying to save the foal, because there's something drastically wrong with the mare. So we're not worrying about that. She's perfectly healthy. The baby's nice and healthy. We're still seeing movement, baby bopping around in there. She is dripping milk on and off. She is waxed up. Some mares can drag this out a little bit. Some, as soon as you see the milk drops, they tend to fold pretty quickly. Others tend to drag it out a bit longer. I think the longest we had one drip for was 3 days. So yeah, we're not worried about it. We're not going to induce her. We're not panicking that she hasn't foaled yet. The baby will come when the baby is ready, which would be nice if it was today. She's like, no, probably not.